art really helps me. Although sometimes it completely ruins my day. But not really making art, but procrastinating or not making it. Maybe if you're an artist who works full-time and is kind of overwhelmed or burned out, maybe you will understand what I mean. That sometimes art could be another thing you feel bad about. I haven't posted for a while, and that is because I have been through a rough patch with my anxiety. It's a little better now, but yeah, I have had some really hard days in the past month. No reason to worry, I'm fine. I'm just telling you because, I want to share my human side, and I want you to, see somebody that speaks honestly about their mental health. Hello, I'm JARA and welcome to my channel. We are painting some pottery today, and we are painting my first serious pieces of pottery. Is it called pottery or is it called ceramics? Please someone tell me in the comments if I'm using the word pottery correctly here. I'm not sure. I'm painting on ceramics today. Anyways, behind me there is a whole bunch of bisque fired clay. That just means fired for the first time on a bit of a lower temperature, and then I paint them and then they are fired again on a bit of a higher temperature. I have counted the things behind me and there are 17 pieces there. So I don't know exactly when I'm gonna paint 17 pieces, but I'm gonna do it one way or the other. I have a lot of problems, but also a lot of things that I'm grateful for, and also a beautiful life full of gifts and amazing things. Yeah, it's really kind of a mix of everything, It's just intense to be a human sometimes. But yeah, I would really love to work on myself further, strengthen my ability to keep my integrity in all situations in life, and also do art more regularly. I had issues with working a little more than usual and then not having the energy to make art. And then on the weekends, I want to hang out with my partner or see my friends or my family, or I just need some unwind time to just remember that I'm a human again. And then the weekend passes and then I again don't have time for art. So it can be kind of challenging. And that is not to say that if you don't have a job, making art is not challenging, because I've been there and I had other reasons to not feel completely creative, or that I've been procrastinating on making art and doing my stuff. But yeah, again, I'm just saying that because I want to be real. I just want to say how it is. And it has been hard. I'm gonna rest a little bit. I took some vacation days in late July, early August. So I am gonna go somewhere in nature. Me and my partner are gonna go camping and visit my family. And yeah, I am just gonna try to unwind a little bit, recalibrate, come back to normal state where I'm not burnt out, and I'm excited to work on my job and also work on my art, make those videos. And yeah, I really hope for my future to start posting more effortlessly and joyfully on Instagram and YouTube. And I really wanna color all these bisque. Yeah, I hope to do that in August. Or maybe I'm gonna start some new projects, I don't know. But no matter what, I love being creative. It heals me totally. It's the best thing ever. And I have to really make an effort to make time and make energy to be creative. I know it's a challenge, but that is just a must for my health and my mental health and for my soul. I am painting two really tedious designs today. It came to me spontaneously what I want to paint on those two pieces. This is kind of this cereal bowl. It's not big, it's not small, it's somewhere in the middle. And when I thought about what I wanted to paint on it, geese came into my head. I personally, like in real life, don't like big birds because I'm afraid of them. They seem angry to me and I don't feel comfortable actually being near big birds such as swans or geese. I mean, swans are a real problem for me. I don't like swans being near me. But yeah, I don't know why, but in an imagery, I find geese really nice and peaceful, contrary to real life, because, you know, artistic visions are a lot of the times symbolic and maybe different from real life. And yeah, I just got this peaceful scenery of some geese having a nice time, doing bird stuff and hanging on the grass, and behind them there are those bushes, green bushes, and there is this little opening somewhere in the middle of this scenery, and there is the blue sky behind showing, and there is this opening in the bushes, and one of the geese is kinda running out. It's nothing serious, it's more of a humorous scene, and yeah, she is running away for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe the three geese that are beside the bush door are gossiping, and this one goose is not enjoying that, so she just ran away or something like that. I don't know. Another reason why I wanted to paint this scenery of nature and animals is because I wanted to try out the paint. This was the second time in my life painting with underglazes, and it's really different than acrylics. If you have ever painted with acrylics, you know that you have to put a lot of white into colors if you want to get natural effect. So if you want to paint a tree, you have to get a lot of white in the highlights and in the mid-tones. A lot of the times it's more white than an actual color, because with acrylics it's so easy to make things oversaturated and too dark. They also dry a little darker than they look at first when they're wet. So I'm an acrylic painter, and it's really hard for my brain to understand then underglazes work a very different way, although they look similar than acrylics, but when fired they act really differently than acrylic paints. I have put white in my paint when I was painting this scenery, and I later realized when the bowl was fired that I put way too much white in almost everything. It fired really light. It's almost like it would be, that bowl would be a little old, and I was kind of disappointed when I got it. And I have counted the hours. I have painted this bowl for 4 hours, and I have painted the candle holder for 1.5 hours. But yeah, it's my fault, you know. I am the one who paints one bowl for 4 hours, and I knew that this could go wrong because I am not that familiar with the medium, and I know that underglazes act differently than acrylic paints, but you know, you live and you learn. I have learned this time that I have to mix way less white in the paint than when painting with acrylics. And of course I have bought, you know, all the small colored paints and then one big white tube. You see, this is the size of the paint that I have bought, like all the yellows and reds and blues and stuff. And this is the size of the white, because I have treated it like acrylic paint. You know, because when painting with acrylic paints, you have to have a lot of white and not that much color, but here you need a lot of color and not that much white. So, yeah. It's a candle holder for a specific candle that you get in IKEA. It's called Jubla, and it is this long and sturdy white normal candle. I live with my partner, and we, or should I say him, he is kind of a health lover, health community participant, and he is all into not having lights on in the evening, because, you know, it's not good for your sleep or something. I wouldn't know. I am a really good sleeper and I have no issues with my sleeping. I have lots of issues with myself, but not with sleeping, so that's a good news, I guess. But yeah, he wants candles lit in the evening, so he doesn't need to have lights on in the bathroom when he brushes his teeth and stuff. So he wanted to buy some candle holders, and I said no way, because I have just started to do pottery, and I said I'm gonna do it for us. The design on this candle holder was inspired by Studio Ghibli. I love Studio Ghibli. I'm not a die-hard fan, because I never watched the Studio Ghibli movies when I was a child. I only watched American things like Cartoon Network and Disney Channel and Pixar. So I never was introduced to Studio Ghibli until I was maybe 25 or something like that. And I have been a real lover since. I have watched a lot of Studio Ghibli movies since, and they really bring me to this peaceful state. They're really serene. I love how a lot of the times no drama is happening there for the sake of the movie being interesting. I love the vibes of nothing scary is going on, no action is going on, and it's okay to just be peaceful. I love the peace and artistic energy in some movies that I have watched. And anyway, of course, I am one of many who loves Studio Ghibli landscape scenes. And if you know me, if you have been following me for some time, you will know that I just adore grass. I love grassy landscapes. I love to see green scenery, and Studio Ghibli has some really nice grassy landscapes. For this candle holder, I wanted to make Studio Ghibli inspired grass from the bird's eye view kind of thing. And yeah, this was the background of my inspiration. Basically, bird's eye view grass with flowers, wildflowers on top. So the final product turned out okay, just okay. My meadow from the bird's eye view turned out to be a little washed out. The flowers didn't show through, so I didn't like that, but it was a bit more saturated than the bowl was. The bowl, yeah, was really not that saturated. So, but overall, you know, I'm really proud of them actually, and I love those two pieces. Even though they are not perfect, they are an important step in me trying to learn how to paint on pottery and trying to learn how the underglazes work on the bisque and how they work in the firing, what the firing does to the paint. that has been painted on. It's way harder to make details on it than with acrylics, for example. It all gets kind of more blended, more washed out. It acts completely differently than acrylic paint. Of course, that is kind of normal when you think about it because it's completely different surface. So I don't know why would I expect it to be similar, but a person only knows what they know. I only know regular traditional painting, so of course it kind of surprised me to see that painting could work completely differently. And yeah, this is kind of my conclusion of those two, my first real painted pieces of ceramics. So yeah.
Free flowing, sailing with the wind, not knowing how this story ends. Kind and brave.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching this video. You can also check out my Etsy shop. There I sell the things I make. And no, I haven't put any of my ceramics in my Etsy shop yet. I don't know if I will. Maybe I will someday. But I'm not there yet. I don't even know how to use underglazes. So yeah, thank you for being here. If you like this video, give it a like. If you liked it, you will almost certainly like my other videos. So subscribe down below so you will not miss them. And yeah, watch the recent video that I made if you haven't already. It's gonna show up here somewhere. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. And I will see you in the next one really soon. Take care.